It's one of the best swings out there. I'll stand by it. One of the best swings I've ever seen. But when it does get off, a couple things happen to you. Bowed wrist and the shoulder plane gets a little steep. And look what happens when that shoulder plane gets a little steep. Hip raises up, crunches the lower back. We get that bowed look with the wrist, then we have to kind of back out of it and hold on to it. But today, we're hinging up right in front of you, which keeps that left wrist flatter and more cupped for you. And then the feeling of that baseball turn, more around, which is actually giving you a flatter shoulder turn, which is more on plane for you. That right there gives you the ability between this and that turn to really freely rotate. And that was something that I want you to execute for our viewers today. Okay, so let's hop in here. Mason's gonna run you through this drill we were doing. Now you guys, we've already had our session today. Mason was nice enough to hang around for a little while to help us with a video, to help all the viewers who have that lower back pain hopefully improve theirs. Now watch this. He's gonna keep his hands right at the same level they're at. He's then gonna hinge the club up to his nose, there we go, and simply turn flatter more around, that look right there. So what's great is, think about this, last thing before he hits this ball. When his shoulder plane gets a little steep, his hand path gets too vertical. And the only way you're gonna shallow this is by having to back out of it slightly. Once again, crunch in the lower back. So here we go. What he's gonna execute for us now is not only getting the wrists in the right spot and setting them correctly, right in front of him, he's gonna turn a little deeper and more around. Yep, and his only thought from there is turn as hard as he wants around his left side. 1, 2, just like that. And even he said it. I put up a little story of him on Instagram today. I'll get my phone out. And he goes, man, that swing looks pure when I hinge that club up like that.
Contact's way better.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's so pure. Hopefully the shot tracer's on here so you can show people how good that is. Kev's shaking his head, yes, check us out. So watch. The hands don't raise up, and I'll talk to the viewer about how to do this. Look at, he just hinges the club up. And now ready? Watch this. This is just him turning his hands in the direction of his body, of his body's turn. Beautiful right there. And look at this. Look how flat that left wrist is. For Mason, that happens to be a little bit more cupped of a feeling than usual. Sometimes he gets very bowed. But watch this. That keeps the golf club in front of him, never lets it drop behind him. And look at the beautiful rotation around his left side through impact. It's a gorgeous move right there. Now, hey guys, here's the wrong way to do this. Okay, that just completely disconnected the arms from the body. We don't want to lift your arms isolated of your body's turn. Notice how Mason's keeping his hands low. He's setting it in front of him, and watch. When you turn, there's that feeling. For those who struggle with an inside takeaway, how good is this drill? I mean, the takeaway, for people who get in here and behind them, you want to get that club more up in front of you. Now watch, if I just turn, that club stayed in front of my body's center, and that's always a checkpoint at Porzak Golf that we talk about, with the butt end of the club pointed to the golf ball or just inside of it. Okay, but also what it does, it keeps the hands in front of the body's center. So I encourage all of our viewers, and I encourage Mason, this is what we were doing earlier in his session today. He was just setting the club like this, turning right here, and just memorizing what this felt like. And then just getting right back to that exact same spot. Do one more of these now with the hinge up so our viewers can see that from the face-on view. Okay. But let's hinge it straight up, you guys. Hands stay low. Boom. Right around. I mean, he just stripes it. Dude, we're going to play golf like that this year.
Just go out on the 5 days.
So
one of the hardest things for me is creating a feel like to get to. And it's natural for me to bow that wrist back and then get a little bit disconnected. So having somewhere where it's already set, and then I can look at the ball and kind of know what that feels like, and then just repeat that to try and get it to that location over and over again. I don't know, it just helps,
gold, right?
Helps me ingrain it a little bit more.
Well, you got really consistent today as a result of that. Let's show our viewer a swing right after that. And this is one of his regular swings. Watch this. Look how good this was. Now watch, he actually kept the club in front of his hands here. And look at that, up the forearm. And look how good that looks. I mean, look at the wrist position at the top, and watch the club come right back down. See how it doesn't drop underneath? Beautiful right there, okay? And here's his one right here of him doing the drill. Just setting it right up in front of him. Okay, this gave him a little bit of a slightly exaggerated feeling of what he needs to feel like, but man, that's pretty much textbook right there. And then turns right to the top, and then right through. So my big thing with him today was this. I wanted to see the direction of his shoulders turn, the shoulder plane. It needs to stay perpendicular with the spine. it used to turn down vertical. Does that make sense? Of the spine. It would go like this. Your T-spine was right here, and you'd go that way. That shoulder would get high. And from the face-on view, you can see how that wouldn't be beneficial to the lower back. But now with the hip bump and a little bit of that flat turn, you get more around. And that directs your hands, Mason. It directs your hands deeper, and your chest is still looking at your hands. But here's the nice thing about that. You can rotate more directly around your left side as a result. And I'm not feeling anything down there. It's actually opening it up, if anything. Well, hey.
Goes back to like our first lesson.
I know. Yeah, you know what? I mean, that is documented, by the way, if we go back on YouTube. You know what we'll have to do, Kev? We'll have to get Mason's first swing with me and where we're at now.
Don't put
and
that
I'm telling you right now,
just
like even Kevin's racing up in the air going like this right here. I mean, it's so good. And, we're talking about, you guys, think about this. We're getting deeper with this. How wrist conditions and how he can set the club in a way that promotes him to do certain things that would hurt his back. Or how about, that's beyond the setup. We're talking about making sure that we're connected, our arms and hands and our body working together. If the arms and hands get behind the body, well, guess what? The body sometimes has to buy the hands time to catch back up. And for a lot of golfers out there, that's the upper body backing up, stalling out to allow the hands to catch up, okay? So we're taking away all those little things, making sure that he can swing freely. Nice little hip bump. Good distance from the golf ball. Feel like it's 1 inch farther away than you feel comfortable with.
Yep. Bump.
Looks good there, buddy. Yep. Beautiful. Man, was that good. And last thing, I'll end with this. For our viewer, this hinge that's happening like this in the drill, a great drill, and those who've watched us for a while have seen this one. Todd Stone's my mentor, showed me this at a young age. He had from heel to toe. He goes, Adam, if you were just simply hinging the wrist, it would go in that direction right there. So that helps me understand when my body's turning and I'm actually moving in this direction, not just going here by itself. That's seemingly what the hinge looks like. So I threw a couple rods under Mason's legs like this just so they could see this. Watch, I combine that with the turn. Look where it goes, right down the line. Look where that would go, right up the forearm, down inside the golf ball. Same exact thing as this, and then the turn. Getting to the same exact position. Just when I'm actively swinging, that's a help, right? Helpful aid, okay?
Okay.
All right, buddy. Hey, it's good stuff today.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, buddy. At Porzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.